Hold on, stop. Okay, there we go. I think I fixed the audio. Awesome. What am I doing? Absolutely nothing. I'm not doing... I don't know, man. I picked up Warframe again after... 2 years on hiatus. And there's a lot I need to catch up on. And I've been playing it, so I figured I might as well just jump back in and start streaming it, since it's what I'm wasting my time on, instead of streaming other content that's worthwhile. And if I'm playing it anyway, I might as well stream it, because it's content. And somebody might want to watch it. I don't know who, but it's not like this is high-level play. It's not like I'm a super amazing player. It's just me streaming whatever, man. So, I'm gonna go to the Void and farm up some relics so I can get some prime loot. And also level up my weapons. Mastery's always good to get.
Another life support capsule is now available.
Hopefully that isn't too bad. I'm about to die. Trying to find a good balance. That looks like it should be. Alright, so I guess the plan is I just kill stuff until I get bored, really. That's the magic of the Frame, is to spoil Necros and the Void for survival missions. You just kind of mindlessly lose yourself in the grind. Bodies explode as you turn them into loot. Always fun. Yeah, I'm not even comparing to this guy's DPS output. That's alright, I'm just here for support. Moral, if not physical. Oh, it's... each shell loads individually. That's interesting. I've never used a Strun before, let alone a Strun Prime, so that's news to me. I'm surprised I'm not dead yet. Yeah. You know, I spoke a little too soon there.
The raid is off to a successful start.
Hi, me again.
Extraction is available if you need it.
Yeah, I should just stick to the Zac tree. Much more fire and forget. Oh, did he leave? You know, he's still here. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't blame him. 2 people is a pretty inefficient farm. I forgot to turn Despoil back on. Desecrate, Despoil, destroy bodies and turn them into loot. Same. Spray some shadows, even though they're super inefficient. If nothing else, it provides a distraction. The grind never ends. Get my distractions back up. I feel dismissed. Just walked away from me. Really? Come on, man. Oh, that's why. I was wondering about that. Oh, come on. He's got 2 minutes left. We can at least wait.
Look at them. They come to
Forget
this
it.
place
Whatever.
when they know they are not secure.
Another job well executed.
I'm already bored of this. That didn't take very
They
long.
know use the keys, but they are mere trespassers.
Only I,
Only
Vor, know the secrets of the void. Etc., etc. Good to know that hasn't changed in all these years. You know what, do I even have any relics that I can pop open here? Let me Alt-Tab and check my window here. Probably a better way to do this. Void relics. Do I need a K6 for anything? Yes, I do, for the Karis Prime Blade. I need an Axie S11. I do need it for the Octavia Prime chassis. Both of which would ideally be radiantified, and I am sorely lacking the Void Trace department. I'll just grind out Lith relics, I guess. And meanwhile, I can build up my Rhino basic. Lith. Oh, it's just Spy. Never mind, I'm not gonna grind out Lith. Capture? What do I have a bunch of that I don't even need? I need the P-Force or the Pandero Prime. R2. I do not need the Neo R2, so I can spend these just to get myself into a mission. They'll never know. Am I a leech? Yes, yes I am. But so is 95% of the community, so...
You are here to find our target and bring them to the extraction point. Happy hunting. You found a target. Capture them quickly before they escape. Watch out. I'm detecting void fissures nearby. Do you have a matching relic?
Come on. Come on.
You found a fissure.
There you
Look out
are.
for reactant.
Why are you
The
running?
enemies are dropping
Why are you
reactant.
running?
We're going to need more reactant if you want to open that relic.
Come back. Probably not use my
Stay
unleveled
focused.
weapon.
There's a heavy unit approaching. Scans indicate our target is in the vicinity. Find them.
Man, this is not going too hot, huh? And I still need to find void traces. There we go.
Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captive back at base. Your part is
take
done
that.
here, Tenno. We've got robots inbound.
Void traces. Yeah, I think I should be good. Need to pop 2 more. Alright, I forgot. I'm Rhino. I should be popping Iron Skin. Yes.
That's it.
All right.
You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
Ooh. I wasn't last. Oh, that's nice. I already have a Tiburon Prime, but that's worth more ducats, ducats. So I guess I'll take it.
Mission complete. The captain has been escorted to the extraction point. Well done.
Alright, standing. Man, there's just so much to grind on any given day. It's just... I don't know. You get to the point where you're just running on a treadmill. And heck, I haven't even done, you know, all the missions and stuff. Meanwhile, these guys are already done with the game 20 times over, and they're just getting incremental upgrades. But that's alright. Triggers the monkey part of the brain to get a little, you know, yay, I popped open a relic, oh boy!
Void Fishers. You need them to open a relic, but are you confident you can withstand their fury?
No, I am not confident. Sorry.
You found a fissure. Look out for reactant. Use that reactant to open a relic. The reactant is working on your relic. Find more.
Fudge.
You found a target. Capture them quickly before they escape.
Nice.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. Mission complete. The captive has been escorted to the extraction
You and your
point.
meta
Well done.
weapons.
Heavy robotic signature detected. Lock and load.
Halfway there. 5 more traces. Oxium is always good to farm. There'll be more traces on the way, my guy. I promise you, we'll make it. Oh, now he's the one that ran away. Whatever. There we go.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Oops. Come up here. And cut back here. Through some more doors. Oops. Messed that one up. I'm sure those of you who play Warframe regularly are going to look at this and be like, wow, this guy has no idea how to parkour. Oh, he's short. Well, heck. Oh, he's just all over the place. Okay. Well. Okay. I'll, Well, this is awkward.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Come on. Please fill your quota. I think he can come over here. Please come over here. I cannot handle this with my crappy weapon loadout. Yep. Come on! There we go. All that for nothing. Captures are supposed to be quick, man.
Mission complete. The captain has been escorted to the extraction point. Well done.
Whole void traces. My ability to radiantify relics is not as good as I hoped it would be. This is fine. It's gonna slowly build up. And who knows, maybe someone will bring a relic that I need and I'll just happen to pop open something that I need and I'll get a part that I wanted and I won't have to farm it myself. Something like that. You know how it do.
We received intel that somebody vital to enemy operations
Elevators
is
for
here. Find
chumps.
them and capture them. There are void fissures in the area. Use these to crack
They're
open
magical
a relic.
space ninjas. You don't need no stinking elevators.
You found a fissure. Look out for reactant. Keep moving. None of the scanners have detected you.
Hi.
They're dropping reactant. Use it to crack open a relic. Keep fighting.
Oh, right, I have
Look
more.
for more reactant. Target located.
Of course, my DPS is absolutely atrocious, so didn't do much.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. The capture target has vital information that we will need to extract. We need our subject brought back alive. Mission complete. The captive has been escorted to the extraction point. Well done.
Much easier than the last one.
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
Come on, guys, I'm in a rhino. I should not be ahead of you. I know I'm not that good. Look at me jumping, falling off, or colliding with walls. It is like, I prefer Destiny, you know, especially since it's still Bungie. But yeah, same energy, sci-fi, space laser aliens, and it's like if you smoked some illicit substances and then decided, I'm gonna play Halo or Destiny. See, now I'm all mixed up. Yes. Now that is a real American hero. USA, USA, yes! I think I need that. I mean, if nothing else, I'll take it because it's the most expensive thing, but let me check my... Yes, I did need that. Awesome.
Mission complete. The captain has been escorted
And it was
to the
a
extraction
bolted
point.
relic.
Well done.
Sweet. Yeah, are you familiar with Warframe? Because this is that's how this goes. So, assuming you are new to Warframe. Oh, I just realized I should probably put that in top there so I can have it visible. There we go. You know, put it over the content so you can read it. Anyway, yeah, so the thing is with the game, you have like your baseline unit, Warframes, that's like the armor / classes, and then you have your weapons, and there's a prime version of things. So, you know, there's Rhino, but then there's Rhino Prime, and basically it's usually that the prime. Yes, he does. That's one of his assets. Another interesting is Mesa Prime. She has, you know, she has some business going on in the back. But, yeah, so you have your Prime variants, which are basically, they'll have slightly better stats than their baseline variants. So, every couple months for DE, Digital Extremes, the company, they'll make what are called Void Relics, which are these things where you have to go complete special missions. They're only special in that they're Void Fisher missions, but they're just normal missions with the Void shit added on top of it. And you pop open these relics, which you get as rewards for other missions, and, you know, you'll see that you get the parts for different Prime equipment. So, like, if I didn't have Rhino Prime, I would want to use R1 relics, because I could get Rhino Prime blueprints. Right now, I pretty much have everything in here that I have the relics for. Excuse me. The exception of a couple. But I need void traces, which are like points you get from people either choosing your reward. That's where you had those 4 rewards. Everyone's relic pops up at the end of the mission. You get bonus traces for that. And when you refine a relic, it boosts drop chances. Like, it'll reduce percentage for the low tier items to drop and boost percentages for the high tier items to drop. So in some cases, like, if I'm still looking for the bronze, the lowest tier items from a certain relic, I might leave it unradiant,
You are here
you
on
know,
a capture mission.
unrefined,
You must find, capture,
and
and extract our target.
explicitly go using
There are
it
void fissures in the
because
area.
I don't need all the
Use
valuable
these to
stuff.
crack open a relic.
And then with
A fissure.
high
Defenders
value
use
stuff,
reactive to open
you can
relics.
sell it
They're dropping
to
reactants.
this merchant
Use
who
it to
appears
crack
like
open a relic.
every couple
Target
weeks.
located.
Don't quote me on that.
The reactant is
And,
working on the relic. Find more.
Basically, he'll buy back the parts. That's the duck it score.
Stay focused.
You get special
There's a heavy
currency
unit
that you can buy
approaching.
special items with.
Scans indicate our target is in the vicinity. Find them.
Also, yes, I'm putting out really trash damage right now. That's because I'm intentionally carrying weapons that are new to me, so I don't have as much capacity to add mods to them. The mods are what dictate, you know, damage and
Excellent work.
critical chance and all that.
Back at base. Your part is done here.
That's how you modify a weapon
Looks
to
like
make it
heavy
more
activity
powerful,
ahead.
as opposed to just upgrading the weapon directly. Like, you know, level up a weapon and it has higher stats. The level represents the mods you can add it, you can put on it. Oh, I am short a trace. So you see at the left side, reactant collected. So those are those things right there. You need to collect 10 over the course of the mission.
relic has
Yes,
been cracked
everyone.
open.
I'm in one of the
Finish your mission
quote-unquote
to find
slow
out what's
frames.
inside.
Rhino is like the tanky armor frame. But everyone has access to this set of abilities. The bullet jump is what it's called, where you like do a little twirl and launch yourself in a direction. And then everyone's got a lot of aerial mobility. I was trying to do that. But yeah, this whole game is just an acid trip, man. Metaphorical, of course, but yeah, you're just constantly... Not right now, because I'm still grinding Rhino, but you should see Gauss gameplay.
Mission complete. The captain has been escorted to the extraction point. Well done.
Heck, I might use him just, yeah, because I'm just leveling these weapons. Because that's yet another layer of progression. Leveling up gear, Warframe's weapons, all that stuff. You get what's called mastery, and the mastery dictates you leveling up your profile. When you level up your profile, you get a bunch of, like, you have a higher void trace amount, for example. You get more you get more slots to have equipment, because otherwise, or I think loadout slots. You get something. You get shit for leveling and using as much different equipment as you possibly can. So that's why I'm trying to keep using stuff that I don't have maxed out already. I didn't realize I had this to work on. Here's the mod screen. So, like I said, you don't upgrade the weapon directly. Instead, you have like different tiers that you can upgrade the mod on. There's a damage mod, and that just straight up increases damage across the board. In this case, because it's got a high crit chance, I'm actually probably going to use crit chance mod. And let's see here. Multi-shot, which lets my bullets sometimes duplicate themselves. And I need more capacity. I thought I had more of these. Yes and no. You would have to see it. So there's the original version of this game came out in 2013, 14, something like that. And all of that parkouring and bullet jumping and crouch sliding and all that, that wasn't even in the game. So it played way differently. Not way differently, but like you actually had to pay attention to like, oh, I need to set up this wall run. You couldn't just spontaneously just double jump and bullet jump and shoot yourself straight into the air. Alright. Now I'm using the speed frame.
Look for more reactant. Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captain back at base. Your part is done here, Tenno.
I don't get why everyone always underestimates my fastness. They don't know how fast I really am.
Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Bum 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 bum.
There's a heavy unit approaching.
You don't need to parkour if you can just run. Oops. With that. Damn. That was almost really cool. Man, I am completely messing this up. Which is kind of embarrassing, because with Gauss, I should be the first to the finish line. Not, at this rate, last. It is kind of a double-edged sword, because, like, you're trying to parkour and trying to be super efficient in your movement, and then you kind of get yourself turned around and you miss a turn, or you run into a wall and you didn't mean to.
Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captive back at base. Your part is done here, Tenno.
But yeah, it's just one of those games that, like, you keep returning to it, and you're like, why am I here? Why am I still here? Why am I still playing this? But then you have all these things to unlock and shiny things that the game's like, hey, you can unlock this. You can, here's a new Warframe. Here's a new weapon. And you're just like, that's shiny and new. I want that. It really, it's, some people have called it, it's like Monster Hunter, but sci-fi and guns. And it's basically that. You're constantly farming for materials, because you haven't seen it yet.
We received intel
You
that somebody vital to enemy
have to
operations
use
is here.
materials
Find
to
them
build
and capture
items.
them.
Like, you don't
There are
ever
no
just
fissures
collect
in the
a
area.
weapon
Use
pre-built,
these to crack open
right?
the relic.
Oops. You actually have to put
near
together the
fissure.
parts, and then
You're
usually
still
have to
clear.
use
No detection
resources
of
that
enemy
you farm
sensors.
during
They're
missions.
dropping reactants.
I have a
Use it to
lot
crack
because
open
I've been
the relic.
playing for so long,
We're
but
going to need more reactants. Want to open that relic. You found a target.
you got it.
Capture them quickly before
but
they escape.
when you're first starting out the game, you really need to work at collecting resources.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captive back at base. Your part is done here, Tenno.
Gauss is pretty much just the war.
That's it.
Yeah.
You opened the relic.
Gauss is pretty much the
Finish your
Warframe you
mission and
use
take a look
when
inside.
you just want to turn off your brain and go fast. See, like that. I completely missed that turn. But he missed it too, so. This is like, Gauss is one of the, so his theme, because every Warframe has like a theme. His theme is like super speed, super fast, you know, get there as quickly as possible. And so there are a couple frames that can move faster than him, like Titania, which is themed after the Fairy Queen. You basically can turn into a small, just, I don't know how to call it, like pixie, and you basically get these two unlimited ammo pistols that are really strong, and a sword that's really strong, and she can move really, really fast, plus she has full 360-degree movement because she's flying, so that's like one of the only things that's faster than Gauss. Ironically, the very weapon I'm using, but... So you see the 100 ducats? Those are the
Excellent
premium
work.
currency
We'll
you
interrogate
can
the
sell the
captive
parts
back
for.
at base. Your part is done here,
Wow.
Tenno.
It's not often that I get a new thing. Huh. Well, if I ever get a scythe with that polarity, I guess I'll need that. But yeah, so there you go. That's what high-speed gameplay looks like. I'm gonna go back to Rhino, just so I can finish grinding him out. What was I working towards? Neo. Or no. Axie. Meso. Capture, exterminates. North. Exterminate. Let's see here. Meso A3, no. N6, no. P5, no. 7. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any more relics that I still need multiple parts from. Because I know I don't have any Axie parts. Axie relics, I should say. Oh, I do, but I don't need these. Or yes, I do. I need this. I need that, and I need this. I really want Octavia Prime, so... screw it. Let's go get this real quick. Survival... I'll wait on that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, because I would just be inflicting myself on someone who's trying to farm efficiently. I can use up those P5s, and the fact that they're already refined means that even though I don't need the parts from them, there's a good chance that I'll get the higher tier items, which are in turn worth more points for me, and or people will select it as their reward, and in doing so, it gets me more void traces, which I need the void traces in order to refine. Yes, that's my reasoning.
Don't forget the reactant. You need more to open that relic. You're still in the clear. No detection from enemy sensors.
That's, well, everything's dead, so... kind of predictable. So that's,
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
that's kind of what I'm not into the meta. I haven't caught up with the meta, I should say.
Finish your mission to find out
There's
what's
this
inside.
strong push for AoE weapons that basically are just mindless, point and shoot. You use them and everything explodes. I don't have any such weapons. So I basically get to watch as someone else does all the work. More stuff I don't need. I guess, just keep collecting stuff.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Ten.
I mean, it gets to the point where I understand, like, for people who've been playing this game for however many years, consistently, not taking breaks like I do, you get to the point where you don't care about the moment-to-moment action. You just want to finish the game as quickly as you possibly can. Like, get the mission done, get the resources, move on, do something else. So I get it, but I don't know. I just like the more personal touch. To see your enemy and, you know, just know that you were the one that killed him. Personally. In Warframe.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
That was close.
There is a sanctuary target here, Hunter. I sense it. Track it with the synthesis scanner. Don't let it escape.
There are void fissures in the area. Use these to crack open a relic. You're near a fissure. Use that reactant to open a
See,
relic.
like he's using
Don't
Titania,
forget the
so
reactant.
he's
You
literally
want
just
to open
flying
that
through the
relic.
game. And
Stay focused.
doesn't have to
There's a
worry
heavy
about
unit
pathing,
approaching.
doesn't have to worry about not missing jumps or running into walls. They just point themselves in the direction they want to
Relic has
go
been
and
cracked open.
go.
Finish your mission to find out what's
Whereas the
inside.
rest of us plebs have to actually, like, try to kind of, sort of know where we're going and have a
Ten,
plan.
Get ready. A prosecutor is approaching.
I mean, to some extent, obviously, you can keep up once you get used to how the game works.
Good work. You have proven the prosecutors are not invincible.
He says I kill like the 200th one I've ever killed. The important thing is that she, you know,
do not damage
made a
it
point.
further. Use the synthesis device. Disappointing. A dead specimen is useless to Sanctuary. Are you not up to this task?
Nope.
I am detecting a prosecutor. Get ready for a tough fight.
See, you can tell this game was like things like that. The prosecutors are supposed to be scary, like mini boss type enemies, but
Prosecutor eliminated.
once you're playing
Watch
at
out
this
for more.
level,
You have broken their ranks and they are on
they
the
just
run.
melt.
Another successful mission. Find extraction.
Yeah, he's it's like a whole side mission where you like
Prosecutor down.
basically
Stay
capture
alert.
enemies,
There could be more
and
ahead.
he think of Halo, the whole thing where they were like turning people into like digital things. It's kind of like that. You like digitize enemies and bring them back to him for standing, and he sells you yet another selection of random shit that, you know,
Mission complete.
cosmetics
Excellent
and
work, Tenno.
a scarf you can put on, maybe some weapons. I don't know. I don't even. I'm not even gonna pretend that I keep track of all that stuff. Like, there was a time when I cared enough to really pay attention and be like, oh, I need to grind up the rep for, you know, so and so in order to get my Gizmo 2000, you know, Rhino Prime part, whatever. And at this point, I just play just randomly. I don't really have any specific goal in mind beyond the obvious of just collecting parts, building stuff, making numbers go higher. That's about it. Like, in terms of the grind or the endgame treadmill,
Avoid the
I
ships.
have not made it very
Leave them
far.
to open a relic, but are you confident you can withstand their fury?
Sometimes the game bugs and... Yep, there we go. Sometimes the game bugs and you get kind of locked into watching that animation, even though the host has already taken off halfway
You're
across the
near a
level.
fissure. Use that reactant to open a relic. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. You are going to need more reactant if you want to.
You know, I've
open
never
that
really
relic.
thought about it, but, you know, you commenting and mentioning it. It really is one of those games where, like, you can watch it, but
That's it.
unless
Open
you're
the relic.
actually, like,
Finish your mission and we'll take
doing
a
it
look inside.
and playing it yourself, it's just insane how quickly everything moves. And all you're seeing is just a blur on the screen, whereas, okay, I'm just seeing a blur on the screen too, but I kind of know what I'm looking at. Whereas for the casual observer, you're just like, what's going on? What's all these flashing lights? And especially on a map with a really crappy palette
Keep
like this
going.
one,
Nobody knows you're here.
like everything's just the epitome of brown, bloom, washed out colors. I can get where I'd be more than a little disorienting.
You have broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
To be fair, it does kind of, like, it's one of those games that either you get into it and you really understand what's going on, or, you know, you get into your first mission where everybody rushes ahead of you.
Part of the corruption, and we are forced to act.
That's enemy spawn. sometimes
Stay
factions
focused.
that don't like
There's
it
a
will
heavy
send
unit approaching.
attack squads after you. But he's gonna get here before they get here. I think. Maybe. See. What are you doing? Wasting time. Right, where was I in my, completely digressionary speech? Yeah, so, disorientation.
Mission complete. Excellent work.
It's either gonna click for you or it's not. Like, I know there are people who try the game out, and they can never keep up, and they're just overwhelmed, especially with all the mechanics that throws at you, let alone the base play, you know, just trying to keep up. And I get it. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, you know, just try harder, man. It's really good. You have to get over the first 40 minutes of grind. 40 hours of grind, and then, you know, it's good after that. Either clicks for you or it doesn't. You know, same with, like, going back to it, Monster Hunter. Like, you either get the gameplay or you don't. I'm not going to play on series again. I'm going to play a capture mission. Yeah, it's just, I get it. I really do. Meso T1, I do. Yeah, I don't need it at all. There's literally nothing in here that I need. Like, I don't know, Earth Defense Force. Like, some people are completely put off by the cheesy concept and the intentionally crappy graphics, and they just don't. It doesn't work for them.
Our target and bring them to the extraction point. Happy hunting.
Okay.
Void fishers.
That's, you don't like this kind of game, and I get it. Won't hold against you.
You found a fisher.
I am far from one of those people that plays Warframe and then insists it's God's gift on Earth, or D's gift,
Keep going.
where
nobody knows you're here.
it's literally a perfect game, and if you don't play it, you know, you don't know what you're missing.
There's a heavy unit approaching.
It's the best thing ever. You guys just don't even know. It's not.
You found a target. Capture them quickly before they escape.
Well, this is gotta be annoying. This is silly.
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
Get down from there. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Come on. Jesus. I feel like the game is just fucking with us at this point. Get down from there! Oh, I guess he was
Mission
already
complete.
dead.
The captive
The
has
game
been
just got
escorted to the
confused.
extraction point. Well done.
See, there are all kinds of wacky, crazy bugs like that. Oh, I need to go up here. Nope. Nah. It's like, to put it bluntly, that jump, a person who is brand new to the game would not be able to pull that off.
My latest in hybrid commerce.
Because you need to, like, bullet jump and do a dodge, air dodge, and time everything. And the person who's just running through the game like this wouldn't be able to make that jump. More stuff that I don't need. Which is fine. The reason I'm here is for void traces more than anything, but...
Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captive back at base.
I'm
Your
actually
part
going
is done
to
here, Tenno.
play with the volume here. Yeah, it's getting kind of loud to me. So, let me turn down my volume and turn it up on the mixer a bit. Something like that. That hopefully is better. Because even I was kind of just getting overwhelmed by just the sonic wall. Couldn't hear myself think. You just... This game, man, like... Not trying to sell it to you or anything, but just kind of explaining the mindset. It's one of those things where... Like, I'm just... I did a double take as I was loading this mission. I couldn't remember if I selected the Exterminator or not. The one back on Ceres, the ground planet. You just completely shut down your mind and just start grinding. All there is the grind. Just getting more resources, more products, more rewards. Complete missions as quickly as you possibly can so you can get more stuff that's marginally better than the last thing you had.
You're still in the clear. No detection from enemy sensors. We cannot let our target know we're here. Track them down quickly.
You know, all these pop-ups and stuff mean nothing to me. The Lotus, who's like your like, adjutant, she's just ranting in the background. I'm just like, okay, whatever you say. I don't care.
You found a target. Capture them quickly before they escape.
I've heard all these voice lines so often that it's just this background noise.
Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captive back at base. Your part is done here, Tenno.
Made it that time.
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
See, I just heated myself. Went full on. Oh, I got this. I did not, in fact, got that. I don't think I can make this. Nope.
While the rest of the system cowered in fear, I took risks. I made a bold new partnership. Bear witness, betrayers, to my exciting new
Alad B
product
making his little
line.
speech. I don't care. I'm sure someone cares about the lore in this game, but all three people that play Warframe that actually care about the lore have already analyzed his speech and, you know, figured out I needed that badly. He's vaulted. So, yeah, this is, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Mission complete. The
Just
captain has been escorted
shut
to the
off
extraction
all
point.
processing.
Well done.
And just, it used to be, so, going back to the parkour thing, before they introduced what they call Parkour 2.0, which is just the fancy way of saying the new movement system, this one, you had what was called spin to win. So you would explicitly equip staff weapons, crouch slide, melee attack, and it would like launch you, like you'd helicopter, and you basically just helicoptered across the map, and it was basically what I'm doing now, but you could only do it with a specific weapon. And people would completely ignore melee builds entirely and just always use those weapons just because they were the best option for mobility. Because mobility and completion speed was the most important factor in the game. Yeah, everything else was secondary. And it still is. It's just now you don't need to sacrifice that. So Rhino is maxed out now. Yes. I'll start leveling them. A lot of these frames I've played with, or I've had in my party, and like I have an idea of how they work, but I've never used them. So there's this whole meta that you're supposed to pay attention to, and every frame has their own specific. Oh, you use skill 1 to set up skill 3, which buffs skill 2, which you use to set up skill 4, stuff like that. To be brutally honest, a lot of these frames, I just use whatever and don't think too hard about it, because I literally use it like 15, 20 missions, fully level it, put it back in my inventory, and never use it again. It looks like he's armor focused. So yes, it's that. I know he has like an ability where you like turn the ground, yeah, this one, you like turn the ground into an AoE death field, and then mutation stack. I don't know, man. There's mechanics to pay attention to, but I don't care. I should care, but I don't. I'm sorry. For any Warframe veterans who come back and see this and are like furious about it, I apologize, but it's just how it is for me, man. Well, this is interesting, because he has no shield. He apparently is completely shieldless, which I'm guessing is like part of his shtick. Steals energy. Does he not have a... So this is a regen ability, but it unlocks at rank 10. So I'm not going to have it right off the bat when I start. I'm not going to think about it too hard. I really need energy? Because he gets energy refund, so it's kind of pointless. Casting speed will probably help at least. And that one will give me... Never mind, I don't need shields. That set is completely useless to me. I'm sure there's somebody out there who's completely cringing at my build here, but again, no idea what I'm doing with Midas. I know there's like a whole meta about get his what do you call it? Get that ultimate, the damage field out, because that's like what you need to regenerate, but you can't do it when you first get him, because you need to be rank 10 with the frame. So it's like, what? Okay, I guess I have to rely on health pickups. I suppose. I don't know. If you're wondering about this, so I have mastery rank 22, which means that I was able to jump straight to fitting out my equipment as if I were level 22, rank 22 with the equipment, but I didn't actually need to get to that. I still have to unlock all the abilities and stuff for new frames and such, but yeah, that'll work. But yeah, just the higher your master, that's another thing master rank is good for. You basically can get a running start with new equipment without having to completely start from scratch and be useless. So you can immediately take it into a higher level mission and not feel like a complete waste of space. I mean, beyond any sort of, what do you call it? Words. Any sense of self-esteem issues that you have in the first place. Like if you feel insufficient and inadequate by default, having a higher mastery rank won't fix that.
The enemies are dropping reactant. Keep fighting. Look for more reactant.
Interesting.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. Keep moving.
Very
None of the
interesting.
scanners have detected you. Scans indicate
Like,
no
can I
target
focus
is in
on
the vicinity.
casting,
Find
maybe?
them. Target located. Bring them in.
No, don't. Dude. Stop. Oh, I captured him. Man, that's glitchy.
Mission complete. The captive has been escorted to the extraction point. Well done.
Oh, okay. Alright. That's weird. Warframe in a nutshell. Oh, he regenerates! Okay. Yeah, it's fast regen. That's cool. I guess. I do have the advantage in that, like, you get used to playing with frames in your team, so even if you've never used them yourself, like, I know what that larva ability,
The
that,
relic has been cracked open. Finish
there
your
we go.
mission to find out what's
that
inside.
wormy thing.
While the
Come
rest
on.
of the system cowered in fear, I took
There we go.
risks. I made a bold new partnership.
Ah.
Bear witness, betrayers, to
Shut
my
up,
exciting new product line.
But yeah, I have an idea of how the meta works because I've played with these as teammates. So even though I'm not used to the muscle memory of, oh, I press this button to use this ability, I do know the functionality of stuff. So like, that ability, I know is an AoE area lockdown. That is a solid wall. Awesome. Sorry it took me so long, folks. I think I need Loki Prime. I think it's vaulted. No, I do not need that part, though. Still gonna take it because it's vaulted.
Mission complete. The captive has been escorted
Did I
to the
mention what
extraction
vaulting
point.
is?
Well done.
If I didn't, basically vaulting is the active primed warframes and weapons available cycle in and out every couple months, and so whenever a new prime version of an existing weapon or warframe comes out, the relics that drop that thing will be unvaulted, and you can unlock that stuff again. You'll find the relics as drops for missions and be able to unlock that. Excuse me, unlock that stuff. Or like, for example, Hydroid is a warframe that he's been vaulted, so in order to unlock him, I have some of his parts, but I would need to find or go into a mission with someone with a vaulted relic, or else I have to wait for him to become available again. And every so often it cycles in and out. And like I said, I think Loki is a vaulted relic. Yeah, so in general, if you know something's vaulted, it makes sense to get it because it's more valuable. And when you have the time and the patience, you can actually sell those items directly for platinum. That's the premium currency in this game. So, you know, a new player who's really gotten into the game, but they haven't been playing for that long, you know, they'll want the prime version of a Warframe, but its parts are vaulted. Well, if I, as a person who has a bunch of vaulted, well, had, past tense, I burned them all since I've returned, but had a bunch of vaulted relics, I pop open and get those items specifically, and they'll pay platinum, the premium currency, to unlock and use that equipment that
We received intel
hasn't
that
been the
somebody
game
vital to enemy operations is
for
here.
6
Find
months,
them
a
and capture
year,
them.
since the last time
Watch
that
out. I'm
relic
detecting void fissures nearby.
family was
Do you have a
unvaulted.
matching relic?
It's this whole,
You found a
it's one of
fissure.
those things
Look
that,
out
like,
for reactants.
is just,
Use that reactant
you get used
open
to
a
it,
relic.
and it's second nature.
Fighting. Look for more reactants.
You don't think too much about it.
You're still in the clear. No detection from enemy sensors. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. Scans indicate our target is in the vicinity. Find them.
It's gonna be another one of those jetpack guys, isn't it? Yep.
Target located. Bring them in.
I did not mean to have that out. Right there he is. Come back here. Good enough.
Excellent work.
I'm gonna
You'll
be honest,
interrogate
I
the
have no idea
captive
what's
back
going
at
on
base.
right now
Your
either.
part is done here, Tenno.
So I don't like this tile set. That's what they call, like, all
Finish your mission
the
to find out
pre-built
what's
Lego
inside.
blocks that the levels are made out of. Like, you'll see repeating rooms. And this one obviously has a bunch of gaps and jumps and yep, there we go. I just don't like it. Like, I can do it poorly. It's too much work. I just want to mindlessly go through the level as flat as possible.
And now, betrayers, for
You just
something
get so
completely
used to, like,
different.
where all the gaps and walls are. Even I'm remembering it from playing the game back in the day. You just get used to it. You don't even think about it. Like, as you saw, you're automatically correcting for objects that you haven't seen yet, but you know that there's going to be a gizmo computer terminal
Excellent
that
work.
blocks your
We'll
path.
interrogate the captive
Just
back at base.
preemptively
Your
dodge
part
out
is
the
done
way
here,
to
Tenno.
keep your momentum going. Ideally. Obviously, you can play the game however you want. If you can't keep up with that, you know, it is what it is. That's just how things are, how you play the game. But it's, I keep saying it, I'm sorry to repeat myself, but it really is just a second nature sort of scenario. You get into just doing all this stuff automatically. You don't think about what you're doing. Let's see here, do I need that? Almost out. Yes, I do. Yes, I need this. Do I need those? Okay, so I can burn these. And there's like a whole meta, like what I'm doing while I'm like disappearing away in the game is like pausing is because I'm alt-tabbing to a community website that keeps track of all the relics and what's in each one and what parts you have yet and which ones you don't have yet and which relic should you farm next because you need the most things from it.
You are here to find our target and bring them to the extraction point. Happy
You don't
hunting.
have to do it that way,
Void
obviously.
fishers. You need them to open a relic, but
Play-
are you confident you can
You
withstand
can just
their
randomly
fury?
play with whatever.
A fisher.
Hope you
Defend
eventually
yourself
maybe
and
get
use
parts that
reactant to
you
open
need.
relics.
You know, always
You're
choose
still
the
in
most
clear.
valuable
No
thing
detection
and
from
or
enemy sensors.
what you know you don't have yet. But for
Stay
optimum
focused.
prime
There's a heavy
farming.
unit approaching. Target located.
Oops.
Bring them in. Use that reactant to open a relic.
You don't need a
The
website,
reactant is
strictly
working on your
speaking.
relic.
Like,
Find more. Scans indicate our target is in the vicinity. Find them.
I'll go back and show it, but basically you can, in game, you can search for specific stuff. It just would be a really, really awkward way of doing it. Oh, this is an annoying mission. I kind of prefer the series tile set, even though it's gross. Because I can actually not spend all this time doing nothing. There we go. But yeah, in game, like, you can look up the profile,
Excellent
your
work.
profile,
We'll interrogate the captive
and
back at
see,
base. Your
oh,
part
I
is
need to
done
level
here, Tenno.
Ash Prime, and then you would then go to the Void Relic page, search for Ash Prime. It would tell you which relics drop Ash Prime, and then it would just be on you to know which relics are not available, or are vaulted or not. Yeah, I'm done playing this tile set. I hate these jumps. There we go. But it's just like any farming / grinding game. Like, you don't need to do it by any stretch of
The
the
relic has been
imagination,
cracked
but
open. Finish your mission to find out
it
what's
just
inside.
makes it more efficient. You know, to be able to plug in, oh, I need this. I need this specific item, and
Relics of
this
a
is the most
bygone
efficient way to do
era.
it. Oh my god!
My amalgams are the new paradigm.
I hate this. I forgot you could do that. I hate this tile set so much. Please, come on. Jesus. Why? Anywho. Yeah, just like any farming-centric game, anything with any sort of resource gathering or part farming, there is going to be a most efficient way to do it. And it's on you whether or not you go through the extra effort of looking that information up in order to make sure that you're doing things as efficiently as possible. Obviously, you know, this being an example, you waste so much time. I don't need that, but it's the most valuable. You waste so much time if you don't know exactly what you're looking for, that I could just grind out a bunch of relics that, you know, I have all the parts. I've already
Mission
made
complete.
those
The
prime
captain
items.
has been
There's
escorted
no
to
reason
the
to have
extraction
duplicates.
point. Well done.
There's a few very specific examples of, like, akimbo pistol weapons. You'll need 2 of the prime pistol, like 2 Lex Primes, which is like the basic bitch handgun. And then you can make Aklex, which is just a fancy way of saying akimbo Lex. 2 wits. You have Ak Bolto, but then you also have, I don't think I have any Aks. There's Ak Vasto, but at some point, I don't even think Ak Vasto Prime exists yet, but I'll have to build another Vasto Prime and then collect another blueprint that lets you merge them, because you need a special blueprint in order to make dual wield weapons. So yeah, what I was saying before I kind of got distracted by horrible parkouring, you can go into your profile, right, and you can look up all the weapons in the game, and you can see, oh, there's a, you know, let's just RP here as if I don't have a website that tells me. I'm like looking through here. I'm looking for, oh, Nagantaka Prime? Okay. Let me check the Void Relics. Search. Oh, awesome. I need this, so I need this relic. I need this, so I need this relic. And then, like, the master blueprint will tell you the parts you need. So I specifically need this, the master blueprint, because as you can see by the pop-up, I already have the barrel, the receiver, and the stock already in my inventory. So all these other relics that just provide the parts for it are literally useless to me. I specifically need a Meso N12 relic, and ideally I turn it radiant to get as high a drop chance as I can, and even then, as you saw, there's absolutely no guarantee whatsoever that I'd get that item. So that's the normie. I'm not trying to play the game too hard. I'm not trying to be a hardcore grind master that super efficiently uses my time perfectly, just using in-game tools. And it's workable, but there's no, for example, there's nothing in here, to use that example once again, there's nothing here that tells you that this is a vaulted item. Okay, I stand correct. Jesus. See? This is why streaming is such a good thing, because you learn new things without even meaning to. If you weren't here for me to explain, you know, over enthusiastically about how the system works, I feel like I knew that at one point, but yeah, you can. So there you go, Yanni. I'm obviously completely wrong about everything I was just saying. You can see. Do I like the game? Do I like the game? Do I like the game? Do I? Yeah, I'd say I like it. I might have spent a little bit of time in it. Done some of it. You know, yeah. Gotten some of the content dealt with. But it definitely is, it gets to the point where I'm at the point in the game where, like, there's narrative stuff that I need to do, but I don't care. Oh, there's people who've played thousands of hours. Like, I quote unquote show that off. By comparison, I've barely touched the game. There are people who ground out, as I said, thousands of hours, and I just, more power to them. But I just, you know, Warframe aside, I've never ever been able to get into a game that thoroughly. So especially with it being, like, I get it, that's free to play, and that's, I'm not by any stretch of the imagination like super well off, and I have a massive library of a bunch of games. Well, I do have a massive library, but it's all like humble bundles and Steam sales and stuff. But what I'm getting at is, some people play the crap out of it, just like they do TF2, for example, because it's free, you know, and all it costs is time, and you can have you can have actually 100% of the playable content. Pretty much the only thing that is explicitly, without any exaggeration, are skins, are things that actually cost real money. You have the Tenogen, which is the basically Steam sponsored, self-made 3D projects, and they're good. It is what it is. If people want to pay for them, cool. But for example, this skin, this is one of the few things in the game that you explicitly get through Platinum, which is the premium currency. Literally, Warframe's premium currency. It says it right on the tin. And that's the only thing you need to spend that money on. And obviously, you don't need to spend money on cosmetics. Everything else in the game, in terms of weapons, warframes, even prime gear, which you'd think, being the pay to win, it's the stronger version of every warframe, you'd think, oh, those would be the paid versions, and then you can just use the basic version that has weaker stats. That's actually the opposite. You can pay for the basic version of a frame, but you can also grind out the prime version through relic farming. And granted, so the game goes through cycles. I don't think I can, I can't sort by release order, but basically all these don't have prime versions. The way the prime system works is they'll release a new frame, I think Gyre, Gyro. I think Gyro here is she's the newest Warframe in terms of release date. So her prime version isn't going to come out for another 2 years. Whereas Saren, she was one of the launch frames, or amongst one of the first frames in the game. She's had a prime version for 4 or 5 years. Equinox has a prime version. I have stuff hidden because I actually own it already. A lot of the and all of these basic frames, I should also add this. You can unlock these in game. No, it doesn't tell you. Some of these frames, you have to go to specific mission nodes. And for example, using an example I know explicitly, let's see, Venus, where is it? Assassination, Venus. Maybe it's not Venus. Okay, I spoke really authoritatively as if I knew what the heck I was talking about. But, it's on Saturn. So, which is it? It's not on Saturn. It's on Jupiter. I promise. Assassination. There we go. So this assassination, Themisto, killing that guy, Alid V, that unlocks Valkyr parts. Valkyr is like a melee-focused Warframe, but that's neither here nor there. So you can buy her outright in the market, right, for 300 platinum, which I don't even remember the conversion rates, but it's like $5 worth at least, something like that. You do get, so that's another premium thing I'll grant you that kind of limits you, is slots. You can only have so many weapons and warframes, and you have to pay premium currency to unlock more. But you get a slot for them, and you also get an Orokin reactor, which is, it doubles the mod capacity, so you can add in twice as many parts, and it doubles your score equivalent to the level or the rank that the equipment is at. And there's a Orokin catalyst, which is blue, that I keep saying explicitly, I need to find a better word, but there's a blue one that goes into weapons, does the same thing. But if I didn't want to buy her straight up for platinum, I can buy her blueprint. And so I would buy the blueprint, and I would need to find these parts. I feel like... Let me check something here. Yeah, so some of the blueprints where it's not something obvious like a boss assassination, it'll explicitly tell you exactly what... I said explicitly again. Come on, man. It'll tell you what mission or what content you need to do in order to get their parts, if it isn't something obvious like a boss. So you don't, strictly speaking, have to... Not strictly speaking, you don't have to buy a Warframe at all with premium currency. You can just go ahead and get the content, or get the blueprint, and then make it through free content. Some of the frames, you complete quests, and you'll get the parts for them, like Silver Grove was Titania, etc. So it's very much playable, free to play. It's pay to not grind is the way I've heard it described, and that's fairly accurate. That's pretty much how I'd put the game. Like, pay not to waste time, because it's a 30% chance, or I think Neuroptics specifically, of the 3 components you need to build a Warframe. One of them is a rarer drop than others. So if I wanted to build Atlas, right, I would need to... There's a boss I need to kill for him. I'll get the component blueprint for one of the 3 components. I have to build it using materials that I get through missions, through collecting drops on random maps, and so on. And then in turn, that's another thing that's time gated. You have build times that you have to wait on, but it's only like half a day, 3 days. And then once you collect all of the parts, you can build the frame. Same thing with weapons. Well, no, weapons prime only is that way. Otherwise, weapons, you just get materials, and that's all you need. Some like this one, Field Drawn is a rare material. It's going to take me a while to farm up enough to get that. I'm stocking up to build that, so I'm not going to build this even though I could. It'll even tell you in here whether you've mastered a weapon before, so you don't build a duplicate. Like, I don't need to build another Dread, because I already own and mastered it. I already got all the mastery rank points I can get out of it, so there's no reason to build another one to waste material on it. But don't worry, I didn't lose the thread of the conversation. Monologue, really, not a conversation. So when I'm farming for Atlas, for this example, I have to keep fighting the boss, and I might in 3 runs, I'll get a Neuroptics blueprint, I'll get a Systems blueprint, I'll get a Chassis blueprint. Awesome. That's it, 1 in a million shot, but that's a chance. Otherwise, I'll keep grinding him out, and I'll fight him. I'll get Neuroptics, Chassis, Neuroptics, Chassis, Neuroptics, Chassis, Systems. 15 runs in. I'm sure his example. Hero Chassis is kind of a meme because it's a random drop from higher level enemies. So you just collect them. I need to sell those. It's not going to be worth much, but like, I have 51 Hero Chassis blueprints. But for a better example, what was I farming before? I think I'm going to be ending soon, so this is fine to just kind of unwind and, if nothing else, talk to myself. But anyway, yeah, like, you'll collect multiples of the same part. I don't have any examples, because I think I'm caught up with everything. I farmed to completion. I think Nova was one of the most recent ones I built. So I still have leftover chassis and systems for her. I apparently had to do 5 runs because you will have to do or build 3 different components. You can buy the blueprints from the market, the master blueprint. So these 2 I got during the mission grind. So I killed that boss 5 times, and it was only on the 5th run that I got the 3rd part that I need, and that's relatively quick so far as grinding is concerned. You know, you can just have a really, really terrible streak of luck, and you'll just keep fighting the same boss over, and it's not even hard, it's just time consuming. Just to get through the level, get to them, watch whatever, you know, skip through it if you can, but watch whatever cutscene, listen to their dialogue, listen to them taunting you, the invulnerability phases that waste your time. You kill them in like 2 shots with your overpowered endgame weapon. You finish the mission. You won't even know until you finish the mission what part you get. And then, oh, it's my 20th system blueprint. Awesome. I guess I don't need the neuroptics. So, yeah, Saren. I think I was working towards Saren too. There's some that are like more hoop jumping. Saren is an example where you have to. Where is it? Sedna? Yeah. So you need to do this, like, it's a really, really poorly implemented, like, fake TDM deathmatch where you fight respawning NPC enemies, AI enemies, and then you can challenge the boss that I don't want to hover over because she'll keep saying her stupid line. But you need to get the judgment points, which you can only get by completing this specific mission. And all things considered, this is still time consuming. This is one of the easier grinds. There are some, I'm not going to go into it because I just don't really care to do any of that content right now, but there's open world areas.
Lovely. Everything in its place.
Okay, witches. There's an open world area on a couple planets, and when you're free roaming in that area, you can complete bounties, which are like open quests, and you have to navigate across this ridiculously large map. You know, it's go to this location to kill that enemy, or guard this drone while it decrypts the secret messages or whatever. And it's time consuming. It has random reward pools. I think like Hildren is an example where you need to, I think she specifically is Fortuna on Venus. Oh no, she's Exploiter Orb. So Exploiter Orb is, okay, so the blueprint for her, just like this is an example of one of the more convoluted ones. One moment, please. Which ship? Like my ship, the Orbiter? Or talking about like what are you? Like, if you're talking about the Orbiter, like, I'm navigating, okay, yeah, so this is the Orbiter, it's like your home base. You can decorate it, like, I put up some, you know, decorations and stuff. And if I didn't know all these menu options, there's like, that Foundry, it's yes, everyone has one. This is like your base of operations, and if you don't have it decorated, it always has the same loadout. But, you know, you can go through the menu and do all this stuff. But, for example, if I didn't want to go through the menu, I could physically come down here to the Foundry and interact with it to build stuff. I can physically come over here to the mod window to mess with, you know, merging mods and boosting them and stuff. Here's the arsenal, which is where I select what frame to use, what weapons I have. Here's the void relic screen, where I can check what, you know, oh, I want to build a strun, okay, whatever, and I can upgrade relics. It's just one of those things where there's a whole bunch to unlock here.
Operator, Ordis would enjoy
Purging this.
So,
cleaning this room, but sadly this vile
Shut up,
mass
Ordis.
serves you and your warframes a necessary evil.
Shut up. So this is like a whole narrative thing. I'm not going to get into the lore, but basically the Warframes, I'm using infested
A
one.
strange biological archive here.
Shut up,
I cannot
Ordis.
explain it, Operator. As you know, I have sustained memory
So-
system damage. Ordis recommends leaving at once and welding the door shut.
So, lore stuff that I'm not going to cover. Basically, all Warframes are like biological super weapons. So, they're all like partially viralized beings. And this mouth thing, it's like, not to dig too deep into the lore, but Helminth is the name of this strain of the infestation, which is like a Zerg sort of thing. But like it's allied with the good guys. And I don't have it unlocked, unfortunately. I need to unlock it, but it's another grind that I just don't want to be bothered with right now. But eventually you get to the point where you can talk to Helminth, or his mouth anyway, and you can feed it Warframes, and you can actually take the abilities from one Warframe and give them to another. I know there's like meta about that, where, you know, specific abilities from specific frames are good to subsume, is what it's called. For me, I just want the ability to, like, I want to finish Nidus, finish grinding him to rank 30, get my mastery, get all the points I can out of him, and since I already have Nidus Prime, I want to immediately turn around and subsume Nidus. The reason I want to do that is because I want another Warframe slot. The more Warframe slots I have, the more I don't have to buy new slots to use using premium currency. And there's no reason to hold on to the base variants of Warframes if you have the Prime version, because the Prime version is invariably better. It won't be a massive amount, but it'll have slightly higher energy or slightly higher health, slightly higher move speeds, slightly higher armor. There's going to be something about it that's slightly better than the base version. So there's no reason not to use the Prime version if you have it. But until I unlock that feature, I guess we'll say, I can't subsume Warframes. Until I can subsume Warframes, I unfortunately am going to be down as many slots as I have non-prime versions of Warframes I have primes of, which is a problem because I actually have 2 prime variants in the making, and I don't think I have any more Warframe slots. I have no frame slots left. So, until / unless I get rid of someone one way or another, I can sell, but you never want to sell a frame, especially if you can subsume. But until and unless I get a slot free or buy one, I would have to wait to collect these. Now, fortunately, the game doesn't pull any bullshit where they like, oh, blueprint completion expired, you can't collect it anymore. That would just be some bullshit, but I have to wait to use those frames until I can make room for them. So, definitely something that's on my radar. This is like your personal room. There's not much to see here. These are all like decorations I put up. Just random crap. This is just flavor stuff if you want to LARP as a cool Bushido space ninja guy, girl, whichever. And this is a whole... So that's me. I mean, this is me, but this is more me. So, you're actually, spoiler alert, you're actually like a psychic kid. Like, Akira type psychic. And you're controlling the Warframes through mind control. Because Warframes are like biological entities. So, every Warframe is just a static body that is controlled by these psychic kids, and everyone is a psychic kid. And there's this whole meta about, like, again, not going to get too deep into it, but there's like the main bad guys of the game are basically sentient AIs that were sent to colonize another galaxy, but then they realized that the superhuman progenitor race that created all of the goodies of the system, made all the fancy void stuff and whatnot. They're a bad guy. They basically went Terminator 2. They went Judgment Day on humans. So, your operator can use psychic mind power blast lasers to attack sentients, but you only encounter sentients in specific
Ordis
mission
cannot
types.
remember,
Shut up,
but
Ordis.
There does seem to be a
See, there's a relationship.
between your Warframes and the infestation.
But,
I would be careful in here, operator.
you would specifically
Domesticated or not, Ordis
use
does
your
not
operator
trust
to
this thing.
attack and fight the sentients. They can't dodge roll. Okay, they can dodge. I do hate it. It seems like you think it'd be inevitable. Like, just, it's one of those things that, you know, if you start screwing around with sentient AI, someone's gonna get hurt. I even think, if I remember correctly, the sentients are literally called sentients. Yeah. Sentients are sentients. Like, it's in the name. You just know that they're gonna HAL 9000 your ass. But yeah, there's this whole thing where, like, this is like a mini, not a mini boss, it's like a field boss on one of the open world areas. So, you need to, I forget how it goes, because it's literally been years since I've done one, but you need to use your operator psychic lasers to, like, attack use the Warframe to attack the weak spots. That turns it into an energy form that you have to kill these things that'll start spawning, and if you don't kill these with your psychic operator physics energy beams, they'll feed the main boss and revitalize it and bring its health back. It's very, like, it's just, that's an example of one of those, like, that's content that some people can play the crap out of and get super into, but I just don't have the patience for that, man. I just want to go fast, kill stuff, you know, get cool new shiny weapons, use some flashy abilities and make things blow up. That's all I care about. Like, there's this whole thing with Kuvalich.
I forgive you
like,
for what you did.
It's like a crappy knockoff of the Nemesis thing from the Mordor, Shadow of Mordor, whatever games, where you need to, like, I don't even know exactly how it goes, but you need to fight her or him. It's in either or they show up again. That it's so convoluted. some of these mechanics, but like she's currently in control of Earth. So every time I complete a mission on an Earth node, she takes some of the resources. But like I specifically need to, I don't know if she appears somewhere or something, or like she appears randomly during a mission or a boss fight or something. And then from what I was reading, because again, I was just kind of like trying to sort of wrap my head around it, once you beat them at one location, they'll go to the next location in their chain. And you have to like chase them out of the system before you finally beat them. And then once you beat them, you get the weapon that they have. So
If all those I've killed were alive right now,
one moment,
do you
please.
know what they'd say?
Let me out! Let me out! Where am I? Oh, void, it's so
Excuse me.
dark! Ah!
So when you kill them, you get their special weapon. But there's like another mechanic where you need to use your Parazon, which is your like hacker blade thing, which is also your finishing weapon, and you get like special mods that you like basically rune word Diablo style the specific
The Queens have ensured that I
requiems
can
that
play
will kill
my
her.
games with you and others like you.
And you need to use the right mods, and these mods are dropped from another tier of relic called Requiem relics, and then you can stick these in your Parazon, but only a specific combination of these various rune words will even work. It's just another one of those loot treadmills that I'm sure really gets some people excited and like, oh wow, this is so engaging, but I just don't have the patience for it. I'm sorry. And there's another... At this point, this has turned into me ranting about Warframe, not even playing Warframe. Whatever. Sisters of Parvos, it's the same thing, but it's the Porpoise faction, which is like the tech people. The Grineer, like a militarized clone army. But it's the same flavor of like convoluted mechanic. You have to beat the boss, you get a special weapon from them. The weapon is a random roll, so you might get something cool, you're probably going to get something crap. There's depth to the game. There's mechanics to it that I'm sure I'm sure plenty of people find that engaging, and you know, it gives a depth to the game. You have to, you know, unlock the specific runes that you need to kill the enemy. I don't care enough to be that granular with the game. Again, I want to go fast and blow stuff up. I don't care about all that extra stuff. That's part of why I'm missing the frames that I am. And even so, you know, open admission, I had a bunch of platinum left over because I did whale on this game years and years ago. Every once in a while you'll get a 75% off coupon, so you can buy platinum for 75% off its rate. I got like a $50 package, but it was the equivalent of $200 because of the discount. And I just bought frames that I pulled up a guide. It was like, here are the frames that are the hardest to farm because you have like the most hoops you need to jump through. You need to like fight this specific mission, Rotation C, which is 20 minutes of gameplay because it's like fixed timers. You might get this one part. I think no, not Ivara. Cora? Someone's really bad about that, where you like have to play a specific mission for a specific amount of time, and you might get their content. Look, I'm just grinding out mastery, okay? And welcome, thanks for stopping by. At this point, I've just kind of devolved into just ranting about the game to Yanni. Mainly because he's a captive audience, and he's just, yeah. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying about, in terms of grind. Yeah, I didn't sell Ash, did I? So, I got back into the game a week ago. Oh, thank God. Okay. I got back into the game like a week ago, and I sold someone for 2 frames, I think. And I didn't even think about it, because so I didn't have, yeah. 13 hours. Screw that. But, I didn't have subsuming. I still don't have subsuming unlocked. So, I didn't know that you had to keep a hold of old Warframes. So, I sold off Warframes that I should have kept so I could subsume them. Oops. And actually, earlier today, weirdly enough, I actually had this panic where I thought I had sold Ash because I was like remembering, oh yeah, I should have, you know, I need to get subsuming and that, or get frames to subsume, and then I was like, wait, I sold a couple frames when I got back into the game a week ago because I, you know, just mindlessly did it without knowing that system existed. Oh my God, I hope I didn't sell Ash, because I like saw a video for like, you know, the worst frames to grind a year ago, just out of curiosity. And yeah, like Ash, because you have to grind Railjack mission, which Railjack is another mechanic that I just haven't bothered to get into at all. I've literally, for the past like 25 minutes, no joke, just been ranting about how much time I've wasted not even worrying about all these new mechanics. Like, I've never killed a Kuvelich, I haven't done any Railjack missions. I like set foot on Deimos just to, I forget what. I basically did like the intro quest to it, but I just, right now I'm just focusing on one thing at a time, and specifically that thing is Void Relic farming. So I'm gonna do a couple more rounds of that. I think I've ranted enough for the day, for the night, the time period. So I don't want to do any missions on Earth because there's a Kuvelich there and she's stealing my resources, and I still don't know exactly how Kuvelich killing works. Since I'm just gonna keep doing these. One. I do not need that. Yeah, I already burnt through all my vaulted relics. Actually, so I had a half comeback a couple years ago.
You are here on a capture
so I stopped
mission.
playing the game
you
like
must
3 years
capture
ago.
And extract our target.
And
Void fishers.
then
you need them to open a relic. But are
just
you
dropped the
confident
game
you can
completely.
withstand their fury?
Came back about the time that Gauss came out, because I was like
Fisher,
really
defend
interested
yourself and
in
use reactive to
playing
open
the
relics.
speed frame. I
Use
played
that
the game for like
reactive to open
2
relics.
weeks and then dropped it again. So that was before
Stay focused.
Railjack came
There's a
out.
heavy unit approaching.
That's
The reactive
before
is working
half
on
the
your
frames
relic.
that have now come
Find
out
more.
came out. There's 4
Scans indicate our
liches
target is in the vicinity.
before
Find them.
sisters.
Target located. Bring them in.
Yeah, that's why I was reading how there's like, you know, it's just this granular level of you need the. I already have enough issues with,
A relic has been
you know,
cracked open.
20%
Finish your mission to
chances
find out
to get
what's
neuroptics, and I have to kill a boss 5 times to get 1 part. 5 times if you're lucky. But this extra layer of you need to get the relics, and then
You've
you
got
have a
robots
chance to get
Excellent work.
the
We'll
mods
interrogate
that
the
may or
captive
may
back
not
at
be
base.
the ones
Your
you
part
need.
is done here, Tenno.
I guess it's like you trial and error through your mods and hope that you use the right ones. Like, I don't think I remember reading about there being any sort of way to tell other than trial and error. It's just like, I don't, there's just too much. I get it. Like, it really is like this sort of weird irony where I want the game to be more than just running and shooting. But on the flip side, I kind of wish the game was just running and shooting. Like, you can have all these additional mechanics, but then it adds all this extra stuff that you need to track. You know, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to collect
Mission
these
complete.
items,
The
I need
captain
to
has been
do
escorted
this
to the
specific
extraction point.
submission
Well
type,
done.
and like, it's cool that they're introducing all these new layers to the gameplay, but on the flip side, it just gets overwhelming. And you know, I'm not like a super veteran of the game, but I have 300 some hours in. Mind you, a lot of it has just been mindless grinding. I played back when Void Tower runs were a thing, where you'd spend like an hour and a half in a Void Tower because you didn't want to waste a key. Back before the Void Relic days. So yeah, to be fair, a lot of my time was spent on stuff like that. So I won't claim to be a super salty vet, but like, just, you know, even a couple years of hiatus, I come back and it's just the Liches, Sisters of Parvo, all the missions I missed. Fortuna, like, just dropped when I played.
We received
So I tried
intel
that for a
somebody
bit.
vital to enemy
I
operations is
completely
here.
missed
Find them
Deimos.
and capture them.
And it's
Void
like, I need to go to
fishers.
Deimos,
You
I need
them
to grind
open a
the
relic,
Standing of
but
the
are you confident you
Andrades.
can withstand their
I
fury?
need to do that in order to unlock Hellman's
You found the
subsuming,
fisher. Look out for
whatever the word
reactants.
is. There's a noun
You
for it.
found a target. Capture them
And
quickly before they escape.
like, it's just a chalk it up to
They're dropping reactant.
another thing
Use it to
in the
crack open
massive
relic.
list of crap I need to do just to catch
The
up.
reactant is working on your relic. Find more.
And
Excellent work.
you know,
We'll interrogate
I have
the
a
captive
decent
back at base.
arsenal,
Your
a
part is
decent
done here,
stable of warframes, a decent collection of weapons and gear. I have plenty of materials I've banked over the years. A new player, holy shit, man! Like, how much content do they need to get through to even get to the point where I am? And I'm not even, you know, that invested into the game. And I'm already looking at all these mechanics and being like, oh my god, this is a bunch of extra crap I don't want to deal with.
Stay focused.
The
There's
new
a
player
heavy
is
unit
going to be...
approaching.
I get why people look at this game and they just say, I can't do it,
That's
I can't
You
play it,
opened the
I
relic.
can't keep up.
Finish your mission and we'll take a
Mobility
look inside.
issues aside, like, the being able to keep
Heavy
up with
robotic
parkour
signature
thing,
detected. Lock and load.
that's, you know, that's been a thing since I played seriously. But by comparison, this is relatively minor. Like, someone holding shift to sprint and that's how they get around the map. That's the most minor of issues by comparison. More crap I don't need. I have Zacti Prime. I just don't. I built it and then never receive extra parts.
Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captive back at base. Your part is done here, Tenno.
But yeah, and you know, I could get started on unlocking all that new content. I really should start on the Entrati standing, because the standing caps, but I just go back to what I always do, which is just mindlessly pop relics. Hope that someone else has a relic that I don't have, but I need the part from. Maybe something vaulted, I don't know. This is my mindless. This is my go-to.
You are here on a capture mission.
Time waster.
You must find, capture,
Well,
and
that
extract
or,
our target.
You know, survival or
Watch out!
defense farming.
I'm detecting void fissures nearby. Do you
Fortunately, I
have
have
a
a
relic?
despoiled
Keep
necro
going.
skill,
Nobody
so I
knows
can
you're here.
solo survival because I felt so
You're near a
blind.
fissure. Use that reactant to open a relic. The reactant is
But then I
working
don't
on
really
your
have.
relic.
I'm not
Find
looking
more.
for it, but I don't really have any
You
sort of
found
like
a target. Capture them quickly before they
in-game
escape.
friend group that like I know that if I want to do a 20-minute, 30-minute
There's a heavy unit
survival
approaching.
run, these guys
Scans
will hold on.
indicate our
They'll
target
keep
is in
playing
vicinity.
for that entire
Find
time. I play
Mission
exclusively
complete.
pickup
The captain has
games,
been escorted
and
to
you
the
never know if a
extraction
puppy
point.
is gonna,
Well done.
you know, are they gonna try to leave 5 minutes after the first round? Are they gonna stick around
Finish
for
your
10?
mission to find out what's
Do they
inside.
even know how rotations work? You know, waiting at least 20 minutes. And solo, like, I can solo, but it's just not as much fun. That, and you don't have the ability to have someone else pick up a little bit of the slack, so you don't have to play perfectly. I went off on a complete tangent there. Squid launch. I don't. What's the context here? I'm guessing I sound like someone or some character or something. Like I'm not. I don't. I'm down to support memes and whatnot. I just don't have any idea of the context.
Mission complete. The captain has been escorted to the extraction point. Well done.
Trying to think. It doesn't sound like you're trying to get me to phonetically say a naughty word. You know what? Some mysteries are better left unanswered. For obvious reasons, I'm not... Well, okay. I can pop it open.
Squid launcher!
Oh, that... Squid launcher! Oh, yeah! There. What, because I'm playing Nidus, or... Like... I forgot that movie even existed, but... Anyway, like, what... Just out of curiosity, like, what's the context? Like, why did that pop into your head out of nowhere? Or maybe not out of nowhere, but, like... But... I'm confused now. I'm, like, super confused. Like, what... Why?
You are here to find our target and bring them to the extraction point. Happy hunting. Void fissures. You need them to open a relic, but are you confident you can withstand their fury?
Kaoden, meanwhile, he's still here, is like watching me
You found a
play
fissure.
and
Look out for
not use
reactants.
any of my abilities because I'm literally.
Target
This is the
located.
first time
Bring
I've
them in.
ever played Nidus in this game. Any
Use that
variant,
reactant
Prime
to
or
open a
not.
relic. The reactant is working on
Yeah,
your
I don't
relic.
care about your
Find
stupid
more.
sculptures. Yeah, it must be
Stay
frustrating
focused.
to see
There's a
me
heavy
be so
unit
bad.
approaching. The capture target has
Somewhere
vital
here.
information that we will need to
There you are.
extract. We need our subject brought back alive. Excellent work. We'll
Nidus
interrogate
is
the
pretty
captain
tanky,
back at
huh?
base. Your part is done here, Tenno.
Yep.
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
Yeah, I did name the stream title. Like, I don't know if any of you are coming from, you know, that place, or if you actually are random pickups on Twitch, in which case, wow, thanks for showing up. But where have you come from? I did say in the stream title,
Looks
like
heavy activity ahead.
I'm just flailing, like, I think it called it, like, local ping tuber flails around ineffectually, because I know I'm not, by any stretch of the imagination, the best Warframe player ever, or even, like, top 50%. Like, I know enough not to completely get left behind, but obviously have much, much further to go. More stuff that I don't need. I'm pretty sure Kobyake is hard as bolted, so I guess I'll take it. Mission successful. Return the base, Tenno. Whatever the heck she says, I forget. I think I'm gonna do a couple more, and then I need to be thinking about bedtime. Let's see. Yo, P4, I need that. Yo, N20. Yo, N20. Don't need that. Ah, excuse me. Yep.
You are here to find our target and bring them to the extraction point. Happy hunting. Watch out. I'm detecting void fissures nearby. Do you have a matching relic? You found a fissure. Look out for reactant.
That was almost cool. Hi.
Target located. Bring them in.
And I'm blacked out. No, I'm not. Just kidding.
Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captive back at base. Your part is done here, Tenno.
Maybe.
Use that reactant to open a relic.
The game isn't running quite right.
Don't forget the reactant. You need more to open that relic. Wait, is he back at... You know what? Whatever. It's not worth it. Heavy robotic signature
I don't
detected.
think he had any
Lock
void
and load.
traces. I don't think he's even active. It's
That's
just
it.
automatic.
You
You
opened
just
the relic.
reposition yourself.
Finish your mission
you
and we'll take a look inside.
just mindlessly know, oh, I need to go that direction. You just automatically
Stay focused.
course
There's a
correct.
heavy unit
I
approaching.
say as I run into a wall. It's like, oh, I need to break the momentum in order to make this next turn. And you do so. Are they like completely AFK, or are they just... They're master rank 19, so it's not like they're new to the game. They're just... I don't know, maybe they like were AFK when they started. Oh, if they just keep up with us, they should run into 10 traces, or 10 reaction along the way. Let the other guy get done. There. Let me be correct about it. There we go. Super. That worked out. More stuff that I don't need. But I guess I'll take that, because I have way more than enough form of blueprints.
Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captive back at base. Your part is done here for now.
Cool. Scrun is maximized and maxed out. So I don't need to grind that anymore. That's cool. Julio. And that's it. Okay, awesome. So all my weapons are caught up with now. I am going to go ahead. Wow, it's been 2 hours. Time flies when you're spending an hour straight talking about the game. Well, it was fun. Nice to have some interaction. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, man, and hope I didn't bore you too much with all my just complete tangents and just talking about nothing in particular. It's always nice to have somebody at least engage a little bit and, you know, remind you that you're not streaming to nobody, you know. Well, you know, it's just one of those, I to be fair, I wasn't super invested in trying to play, you know, get a lot done tonight, as it's a Thursday night. I've got work tomorrow, you know, still got the wage gauge, so I just figured oh, nice. Well, glad I could provide the background noise. Yeah, it's just like I was streaming Proteus, you know, a couple weeks ago now, week and a half. But I got back into Warframe about the time that I dropped Proteus, and I've been just catching up. And it finally occurred to me tonight, I was like, I should probably stream this just to have content out, because, you know, obviously, like a lot of streamers, I have aspirations to eventually produce content that's a little more mainstream, more engaging. So I just thought, hey, why not just stream what I'm doing, because I'm spending the time playing the game anyway. It doesn't hurt me to stream and just talk over it, you know, at the very least. I will, man. Yanni at night. I will remember you, man. If I ever get premium, or fucking, I don't know what it's called on Twitch, affiliate partner or whatever, that thing where you like subs, you can like give subs to people or something or whatever, you will be, you know, you actually engage. You didn't just stop by and say hi and then just lurk in the stream. You'll be the first, man. In fact, let me, like, I am legitimately, you know, at nights. I'm writing this down. You're gonna be my first, like, I don't even know how we're, like, I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't know if I can give you I don't even know how subs work. Look, I just come here and stream, and there's like it's like Warframe, you know? There's all these higher level mechanics that I should learn, especially if I'm like trying to take it more seriously, but I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants, and I know that there's like, I think I can give you a sub, or like, or make people premium, or like maybe I'll need a moderator at some point in the future. I mean, this is completely spitballing, and I don't, you know, it is what it is. I'm a literal nobody ping tuber. I'm just saying, like, you'll get something special, man, because you gave me something to, you know, I was able to talk to you. You were asking me questions. It was more than like it focused me. It gave me something specific to talk to and about, and that even just the one person just makes it so much easier than just kind of talking to yourself. I mean, I'm still talking to myself, but I'm talking to myself with someone listening to me talking to myself, and that's what really counts. It's much easier when you know there's somebody listening, or at least pretending to listen. I won't ask any questions. But yeah, man, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Yeah, and I guess, you know, stick around for other content from me. Probably gonna keep streaming Warframe. I've got a collab with other wannabe VTubers / PingTubers on Saturday. I'm playing golf with your friends with them. So I'm trying to put out content. It's just, you know, gotta find that balance between my wage cage job and streaming, because I picked up streaming right as I got a job again, because I parted golf with your friends, the game. But you know, I parted amicably with my previous employer, and you know, I had savings and I was living on that, but I finally got a actual normal 9-to-5 job, well, 7 to 4, a month and a half ago, right as I was like, I'm gonna start streaming again. Oops, messed that one up. Good job, Charlie. You're a genius. But you know, it is what it is. But I've got to get into the mindset. You know, I can't just stream on weekends. You know, you gotta make that content. You gotta come home from work. You know, eat dinner, whatever. Maybe I'm not gonna eat on stream. That's just, I don't have nearly enough clout for that. But you know, this is, I want to say a job. I'm not making money off this, but this is a passion of mine. You know, I just got to get into that mindset, man. Got to get that grind set. Just make content, stream, start streaming. Just press the start stream button, man. Just start getting content. So, hopefully this will be more regular. If I am flattered, but if you actually, unironically, yeah, but it's a Friday, so at least I'll have a long weekend to look forward to. And who knows, maybe one day I'll impress some corpo interviewer person. Not holding my breath. But, you know, maybe, you know, I can make a job out of it. Yeah, I can, you know, get the exposure, and, the donations, and, you know, just stream for a living. Doubtful, but you know, that's another, self-conscious of all these little idioms and expressions I use anyway, filler words. Anywho, I'm gonna stop stalling now. thanks again for hanging out, man. And I guess keep your eyes open if you want to check out more content. For anyone who's watching the spot after the fact, I promise I'm not that desperate. Like, I would totally engage with any person. It just so happens that Yanni is getting a lot of attention because he's the only person here. Anywho, take care. Have a good night, man. I will see you around or not. Your choice. No pressure. Literally none. Even just hanging out tonight was more than enough. So, take care. Bye-bye.